Welcome to Sportsnite. I'm Jack Roberts, along here with Connor Beckler, and we're here to bring you this week's breaking news. The New England Patriots cemented their dynasty in Atlanta this past Sunday, beating the Los Angeles Rams 13-3 in Super Bowl 53. It is the Patriots' unprecedented sixth Super Bowl championship since the year 2000. In a matchup that pitted two of the league's most explosive offenses opposite one another, it was the two defenses that stood out. Bill Belichick's New England unit held the Rams' high-flying attack to just 260 total yards, with quarterback Jared Goff throwing for only 229 yards and an interception. This suffocating defense was key because on the other side of the ball, New England quarterback Tom Brady struggled against a spectacular Los Angeles defense, completing just 21 passes for 262 yards and no touchdowns. Brady leaned on slot receiver Julian Edelman heavily throughout, and he was more than up for the challenge, catching 10 passes for 141 yards en route to the Super Bowl MVP honors. It was a bitter pill to swallow for offensive mastermind Sean McVay, as his unit tied the record for fewest points ever in a Super Bowl game. It was also tough for viewers sitting through the snooze fest, which obtained the infamous honor of becoming the lowest scoring Super Bowl ever, at just 16 total points scored. Now, Connor, I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm in the minority here, enjoying the game. Just as a big Giants fan, I love Coach Belichick, what he was able to do years ago with the Giants on defense, so I didn't mind a good defensive game. I thought it was enjoyable, even though I'm probably the only one. What are your thoughts?
So you're a Belichick fan just because the Giants got those two big wins against the Patriots?
Well, he admitted he gave us those two. So and he was our defensive coordinator for the first two we won, but yes.
I think a lot of people don't like a low-scoring game. They turn on the Super Bowl and they expect to see points and touchdowns like we saw last year in that Super Bowl. And this year we got punt. So it's kind of a different game. I like to see it close at the end, and it makes you appreciate the coaching, the play styles, the schemes, the defenses that are able to step up, even though you don't think that they will. And we saw that the Patriots deserve to be the world champions this year. So congratulations to them. Mm-hmm. That's 6 Super Bowls now. So the Steelers fans can no longer brag about having the most of anyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And what I like too was how the Patriots, they don't really have too many great defensive players. So it was a team effort and just really a testament to the genius that is Coach Belichick.
They really turned it on, that's for sure. Well, 6-time MLB All-Star Bryce Harper still has not signed a contract for the upcoming baseball season, with spring training just a few weeks away. Harper is coming off one of the worst seasons of his career in 2018, as he finished with an unimpressive batting average of .249. The 26-year-old outfielder has met with various clubs in recent weeks, including the Padres, White Sox, Phillies, and Yankees, with no apparent frontrunner emerging. Prior to the offseason, Harper's original club, the Washington Nationals, offered the young star a 10-year, $300 million contract, which he quickly rejected with his agent, Scott Boras. In an interview with the Washington Post, Boras claimed that Harper was worth well over the $400 million and that his client would not take a lesser deal. Now that spring training is fast approaching and Harper's future is still uncertain, it will be interesting to see if Harper and Boras settle for a deal below that mark. Just after Super Bowl 53 ended Sunday, Harper tweeted one simple word, loading, ... hinting that a deal may be announced very soon. Jack, what do you think's going on here? Is Harper going to sign anytime soon? Where's he going to go?
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible. He goes into spring training not being on a roster. I know obviously the Phillies are in there for the mix and a couple other teams. I still wouldn't count out the Yankees though. The same situation happened in 2009. They downplayed that they didn't want Mark Teixeira and all that, and then they swoop in and sign him. So I still wouldn't count out the Yankees, but it's only a matter of time, I think, till he signs.
Yeah, you can never count the Yankees. If he wants to go for the weather, he's got the Padres. If he wants to get the biggest offer, probably the Phillies have that money saved up to pay him. So part of it seems to be like the owners don't want to pay him too much. So is there some collusion going on here? I don't know. And then Machado is also the other hidden figure who's still kind of trying to get his deal figured out. So I don't know how the chips are going to fall, but
yeah,
sooner or later.
And it's interesting, too, because I saw something like there's over 100 unsigned free agents, too, for the MLB. So these guys, Machado, Harper, are really holding up the offseason there. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yep.
Now, the fourth-ranked Michigan wrestling team faced a tough task in State College Friday night as they took on number one-ranked Penn State. The Wolverines could not sustain the early lead they built and suffered their first loss of the season, 25-11. Sophomore Drew Mattin earned a 6-0 victory in his match that included 2 takedowns. Stefan Micic, the nation's top-ranked wrestler, had no problem with Scott Stossel, gaining a 20-5 win with 7 total takedowns. Fifth-year senior Malik Amine added a hard-fought victory of his own to bump the team lead to a 11-3 lead. The Nittany Lions would take the final 6 matches of this contest behind a lineup that featured 4 national champions. Michigan entered the match coming off impressive victories over 18th-ranked Purdue and at number 2 Ohio State. The team drops to 9-1 on the season and will seek to start a new win streak at noon on Sunday versus Northwestern at Cliff Keen Arena. So Connor, I don't know how much of a wrestling fan you are, but anytime you go up against the number 1 ranked team, it's always going to be difficult, especially Penn State. It's a traditional powerhouse. What were your thoughts here?
Yeah, Penn State's been a juggernaut for years, so I guess they got out to the 11-3 lead, and you're really hoping that they can bring this one home. But right after that, Penn State threw out all their national champions, guys who have already won titles, and they took home the win. So tough loss, but 9-1 is a great start to the season. They're 4th ranked. Hopefully they don't drop too far in the rankings.
Absolutely.
And they have a chance to get it going again.
Yeah, and hopefully the loss will serve as good motivation, especially as they go up against the Buckeyes, your arch rival. So it can only, motivate them to do better in this next matchup.
That's for sure. All right, branching out from our more traditional sports stories, Marquette University has announced that it will add esports as a varsity sport in the fall of 2019. Now, esports are essentially competitive video games that involve fighting, shooting, or sports. It has exploded in popularity over the past decade, as competitors even attract fans who enjoy spectating this gameplay. Utah, Missouri, and Ohio State are all schools that have already offered scholarships in esports through different academic programs. Marquette will be the first Division I Power 5 school to support esports through its athletic program. The university's president, Michael Lavelle, stated, "Being named after an explorer means it's in Marquette's DNA to define the opportunities of tomorrow and ensure we're anticipating what future students will expect." End quote. We will have to wait and see if this culture of esports will catch on at other schools as professional teams and leagues continue to grow. Currently, the NBA has 17 franchises with their own esports teams. Jack, I'm curious to get your perspective on esports. Do you think that it's something that's taking off? Are we going to see more of these leagues in the spotlight going forward? Or is it kind of a fluke and something that's just popular now and we'll get back to the original athletic sports
Yeah,
later?
I think it's definitely here to stay. I mean, I think it's already like a huge billion-dollar industry. It's only going to get bigger. I know at Ohio State, they've really gotten big on this, and they've also used esports for medical purposes too. They have like a whole club and all this crazy stuff going on there. So, and the Celtics too, and NBA teams, as you mentioned, are already like partnering with them. So I think it's not going away anytime soon, and it's only going to get bigger.
Yeah, I guess it's really unexplored, and I can't wait to see where it goes, honestly, because I know some people who are really involved with this, and they find it super fascinating, and it's good for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's going to do it from us here at Sportsnite. Thank you for joining us for breaking news.